Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Manuela. I wanted to do a breastfeeding slash breast pumping video. This is a video based on my experience because I feel that there aren't too many videos on both breastfeeding and breast pumping. You get breastfeeding videos and you get breast pumping videos, but not too many videos on talking about the two. So I wanted to share some tips that have helped me along the way because I'm exclusively breastfeeding at the same time breast pumping because I have to go back to work next week. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So I'm currently 17 weeks postpartum. I gave birth to my daughter on the 22nd of June, and I am through a CS. Before I gave birth, I realized that my milk had come in. Well, my colostrum had come in, and upon further reading, I knew this before. I realized that I could have pumped the colostrum I could have pumped the colostrum to save it at that point in time, but I didn't know, so I never pumped before I gave birth. After I gave birth, I spent 5 days in the hospital, and during that time, I don't know if there was a latch problem or my milk, the colostrum that was coming just wasn't enough for her, but I had to supplement because she wasn't getting enough, so I had to supplement with formula, which I didn't like at all. Don't get me wrong, I don't have anything against formula. I feel if people out there want to feed their babies with formula, I have nothing against it, but for me, I personally didn't want to feed my baby with any formula. I wanted to exclusively I wanted to exclusively breastfeed my baby. So it was really hard for me that I had to supplement with formula. I know at the latter stages of my stay, or just before I came home, a nurse suggested I bring my breast pump. I had a breast pump before I gave birth, but I had no clue I could pump during that time before I gave birth. So a nurse suggested that I bring my breast pump, but I didn't think it was necessary at that point in time because I was being discharged, or I was going to be discharged the next day, so I didn't take it. But when I got home, I decided that would be the last time I gave my baby formula. So I decided to feed her. I gave her formula, she slept, and I decided to pump. So I pumped that night, and I got, I think, about 4 ounces in total. I think 1.5 ounce from the left boob and 2.5 ounces from the right boob. Bear in mind, I wasn't thinking of pumping to store. The plan at that point in time was just to pump enough to sustain her, or to be enough for her, so I wouldn't have to supplement with formula. So I didn't really think about storing my milk at that point in time. But so I pumped about 4 ounces. My right boob has always had more milk than the left boob. Well, it's kind of changing now because she drinks from both sides. I give her both sides. I used to give her more on the right side, but now I give her both sides. So I think now it's leveling out. Anyway, so back, I decided, so that night, I think I pumped about 4 ounces. And my mom was helping me out. So what we would do is that during the night, I would pump in the evening, and then during the night, each time because she would wake up, I think, about 3-4 times. So the first 2 times would be my mom waking up to feed her with the milk that had pumped, and then the next 2 times would be me waking up to breastfeed her. So that was what we did for, I think, about 3 days, and I realized that my milk supply just tripled. My boobs weren't too engorged, but my milk was so much that my boobs would literally just be leaking milk. And this is something that I wish I had done too. So I would suggest, or I'd advise new moms, moms with newborns, if you have an oversupply of milk, you should take advantage and pump and store each drop or every drop, because that's something that I regret I didn't do. I would just pump enough to sustain us through the night, but I wouldn't pump to store. Even though I still have some, I think I still have quite a number of milk that I had stored when she was a newborn. It's not quite a number actually. It's just a little, but I wish I had more at that point in time. So that's what I was doing. My milk kind of along the weeks, along the months, my milk stabilized. As in, like, I wasn't overproducing. I was producing just enough for her to sustain her, and so my milk, I didn't have to supplement at all with any formula. But my friends are scaring me again. Because I go back to work next week, and they started telling me about how when they went back to work, the milk wasn't enough for them. I was researching. People were saying all sorts of things about how milk is not enough for them, for their babies when they go back to work, and they have to supplement, or they have to start introducing their babies to solids early, which to me isn't a bad thing, but it's not part of my plan. So I started to panic. I started to research. I started to watch videos on how to boost your milk supply and how to breast pump and breastfeed at the same time. And that's when I found out there aren't too many breastfeeding and breast pumping at the same time videos. So what I want to share with you, I think two major things that have helped me breastfeed and breast pump at the same time. The first is what I'll call the power and power pumping. So this involves when you decide to pump, the most of the time they recommend doing it at night, but they suggest that when pumping, pump for the first 20 minutes, take a 10-minute rest, pump for an extra 10 minutes, and then take another 10-minute rest, and then the last 10 minutes pump again. So this, as they also suggest, you won't see results instantly. It took me a while for me to see results, but I think the first time I tried it, I think I just had about an ounce of milk. But what I did for myself was I was doing it every single time I breast pump, not the one time that I read that you can do it at night. I used to do it every single time, and then within days I found an increase, or an increased supply of my milk, or I was expressing more milk. Another thing that I also did was another thing that I researched about and I also tried was the breast pumping each time you breastfeed. And I know people have so many thoughts, so many negative thoughts. I mean, there's so many school of thoughts about this thing, but this worked for me. So because people say that it messes with your supply, you get too much supply, confuses the baby. There's so many thoughts about it. But what I did was that each time I breastfed, I would pump. Now, in the past, when I was pumping, when my mom was helping me when she was a newborn, I used to do it at night or wake up around 5. I realized that was 5 a.m. is like the peak time. That's when my milk is at its peak. So that's when I get a lot of milk. So I could pump around 5. I could pump, I think, about 10 ounces at times or more. So but when she grew older, while growing, she's at times she would even sleep through the night. So I got tired of waking up at 5 a.m. to pump. So that's why I decided to try alternatives. So I decided to try pumping each time I breastfed. And I'm telling you, this is not a joke, and this is not for the faint-hearted, because it is so much work. It is so much work because each time you breastfeed, you now have to get your pump in, you have to get your bottles, you have to change, you have to pump each time. And I was feeding her, I think there was a day sometimes I could even feed her like 8 times a day. So imagine feeding her 8 times a day, and each time you have to pump. But trust me, it will increase your milk supply. What I was doing was that I think and the logic behind this is, if you, let's say you pump 8 times a day, and even if after each pump you get like an ounce, 1 ounce, or 0.5 from both boobs, making 1 ounce, at the end of the day you'd have accumulated 7 ounces, which is a lot, if to be fair, to be honest, which is a lot. which I thought really helped me. And then by a few days time, my milk supply just was over the top. So that was what really helped me to store some milk as well. um I'm going back to work next week. I think I've already mentioned that. Going back to work next week, and I think I've been able to stash up quite an amount of milk. I have a deep freezer, so I store them. I used to store them in bottles. And I got storage bags, and I feel the storage bags to have helped quite a lot, because they don't take up much space, and then you're able to stack them flat, and then it's you can stack quite a number of them flat. I'm not too bothered now about pumping, because I feel I have quite a good amount of starch. It's not it's not too much, but I feel I still will breast pump whilst breastfeeding here. I intend on breast pumping whilst I'm in the office, whilst I go to work. So at office, I will breast pump as well. When I get the chance to, if I can wake up at dawn, to I will breast pump too. So I'm not too scared. I think I have quite an amount of breast milk stored, so I don't have to panic. I just wanted to share some other tips that have helped me with a milk supply. I feel that everyone talks about a hands-free bra, but I think literally every mom should have a hands-free bra. It is so convenient, because you don't have to put I think they're called phalanges, the guards, the nipple guards on the breast pump. You don't have to hold them physically all the time and be uncomfortable. You can watch a movie, you can read a book whilst you put on the bra, and then the bra just attaches the nipple thingy, the phalange, to your boobs, so your hands are free, more or less. I think that has helped me tremendously, because it has helped me relax, and you know that once you're relaxed, you're able to express more, and then you're able to express more. And then also you have to drink a lot of water. You have to be always hydrated. So I suggest each time you pump, you should have a glass of water to quench your thirst, or to keep you hydrated, more or less. I feel also the type of breast pump too is important. I have a Medela Advance Freestyle Advance. I'll leave. I think I'll leave it in the description, but I think so. I think it's the Medela Advance tote. It's kind of portable, so it's going to be ideal for me when I take it to work. I have that, but I hear the best is the Symphony. It's too pricey, so I think if you can't afford the Symphony, the Medela Advance is pretty good. Also, the size of the phalanges. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I think phalanges. That is the nipple thing attached to the bottle whilst you're breast pumping. It's also very important. I read somewhere that if the size is too small, it could affect the amount of milk you express. So if you are pumping, and then your nipples kind of rub against the phalanges, that means it's too small for you, so you need a size up. And I realized that was what was happening to me, so I decided to get a size up. So I got the 27 centimeters, I think. Yes, and it helped tremendously too. I was expressing more milk too. So guys, that's my breastfeeding / breast pumping experience tips that I wanted to share with you. I just wanted to put out there that I'm not a professional in any way, and what has worked for me may not work for you. Everybody's different. Everybody's experience is different. This is based on my experience, so I think I just wanted to share with you that someone, a working mom out there, or anybody who is also experiencing this trouble, and has not found much videos out there to help them. So thank you guys. Thank you for watching my video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If there's any video that you want me to talk about or to do, please suggest it in the comment below, and I'll do it. I'm currently going through postpartum shedding. My hair has been shedding like crazy. It has been shedding like crazy, and I'll leave that for another video. I'm planning to do how I'm dealing with my postpartum shedding. So if you'd like to see that video, please give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below. Thank you. Bye.